Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited, Isis, Escape from Transylvania. The Goddess Next Door and John Haynes must escape a horde of vampires on the hunt in this horror-filled Isis series adventure. Get Isis, Escape from Transylvania in paperback and Kindle Unlimited today. When it comes down to the racist tweet made by Roseanne Barr on Twitter, where she called an Obama era staffer an ape, many people feel outraged. However, when I take a critical look at Roseanne Barr's recent racist tweet on Twitter, it's just par for the course in a country where gynocentrism has run amok. And as gynocentrism has run amok, many of these white females have felt emboldened in this country to say whatever they want and do whatever they want because men refuse to check their behavior and hold them accountable for their irresponsible, reckless, egregious, and racist behaviors. Now, when it comes down to these white women, many of these white women, like these white female teachers, have been making racist statements for a good couple of years now. And many more of these white females have felt so comfortable with participating in reckless behavior. They've been going out here and participating in behaviors like pedophilia, where they've gone out here and had sexual relationships with teenage boys, and they've gone out here and done things like put blackface on and make mockeries of black women. And Roseanne Barr's behavior, again, is par for the course as it relates to this white female, because this white female feels emboldened in our culture to participate in these irresponsible, reckless, egregious, and racist behaviors because many people in America refuse to hold this white female accountable for her actions or refuse to make her take responsibility for her behavior. And because many Americans refuse to hold this white female accountable for her behavior and make her take responsibility for her actions, she continues to escalate her behavior to higher levels of dysfunction. And that's why we have many of these white females going out here and making these false accusations as part of this Me Too movement against black men. And when Roseanne Barr saw many of these white females out here making these accusations against black men, like your Bill Cosby and your Morgan Freeman and many other professional black men, that's probably where she felt the confidence to go out here and make a racist statement like she did on Twitter. Because when it came down to Roseanne Barr, she wanted to escalate her behavior in the hopes of getting more attention for herself. And the whole thing with these white females is that they continue to participate in these behaviors because they want to get attention for themselves and they want to show who can be the biggest racist in the room. And this is the culture that these white women are participating in. And what they're really showing everybody is that they are the biggest racist in the room. And this is what happens when you have gynocentrism run amok, because the females, they feel emboldened to do whatever they please and act however they please. And when we take a look at these females, again, they show us who one of the biggest racists in the room is. Because when we take a look at the culture, the woman is the first teacher of culture. And many of these white females out here, whether they be these teachers who go out here and make these racial slurs, or celebrities like Roseanne Barr who go out here and make racist statements on Twitter, or many of these politicians and professionals who make these statements on social media, these white females are showing us who they truly are. Moreover, they're showing us the culture they want to teach Americans about America. And this is what your white female is showing everyone every day regarding her behavior. However, many people will go out here and they'll get mad at a white man for being a racist, not seeing who the racist is who taught him the culture of racism and white supremacy. Because it's the white females who go out here and teach this culture to their children and promote this culture as an ideology. But many people, again, won't look at this woman and won't look at what she does, that they'll sit there and they'll get upset when a white man does this. But this all, again, comes from the white female, and the white female, again, is showing her true colors with every racist statement she makes. And as gynocentrism runs amok in America, as the Me Too movement and the Time's Up movement continue to grow, we're going to see more and more white females feeling more emboldened, like Roseanne Barr, to participate in racist behaviors because they feel like they now are in complete control, because many of these women now are a majority of the employees at these companies, and this is the largest voting bloc in America. And when it comes down to these white females being the largest voting bloc and controlling most of the jobs, this is one of the core reasons why most of these white women feel like it's perfectly okay to go out here and do things, again, like putting on blackface and mocking black people, making racial slurs, and going out here and participating in all sorts of behavior because they feel like they're in complete control. And they feel like this because, again, men refuse to take charge and men refuse to check their behavior. And many of these men out here, they don't want to check her behavior because they're racist themselves, and they go along with this because, again, this is the culture that she taught them, and this is the culture they want to go along with because they agree with that culture. But when it comes down to these white females, again, they feel emboldened to do this, and they feel emboldened to do this because no one holds them accountable. And Roseanne Barr's behavior, again, is just an escalation of behavior that has gotten worse over the last 2 decades. Because as many of us laughed at the Girls Gone Wild in that old video series, we didn't find it to be quite funny when these women got older and started running amok. And these women are running amok, and they're running amok and getting worse with each passing day. Because when we live in a country when someone like Roseanne Barr feels like it's perfectly fine to make a racist statement on social media, we have a country that's getting in crisis. And when we have females out here who feel like it's perfectly fine to argue and disrespect people like law enforcement, we are starting to be on the brink of a civilization that's going to be on the brink of collapse. Because when you have females who feel like they can say whatever they want, do whatever they want, what we have is a society with no moral position. And when you have females like this, what happens is the direction of the entire country starts to go downhill. So when I look at these girls going wild who've grown up to become these women run amok, and I see Roseanne Barr making a racist statement on Twitter, I see it, the big picture regarding things. And all of the incidents here all show me a country that's on decline. Because if you cannot control your woman, you cannot control the direction of your country. And what's going to happen is, again, your country is going to go into a state of decline. And Roseanne Barr's racist statement on Twitter shows me how much of a decline America is in, because 30 years ago, when she had an original television show, I doubt she would have ever made that statement, because she would have felt like someone would have held her accountable, and someone probably would have terminated her and canceled her show then, just like they did now, but then her career would have fallen into complete obscurity. But she only felt okay about making that statement because we have a culture that has emboldened her. And that culture, again, has grown over the last 30 years because many men would not check many of these women, because many of these men feared that if they said something negative to these women, they would not get their attention, they would not get their approval, and they would not get an opportunity at sex. But any man who has confidence and a backbone, they would have checked these women because they understand that they have to check this woman, because as she goes, so goes the country, and if her behavior is out of pocket, the entire country is going to become completely out of pocket. And when it comes down to this white female has been completely out of pocket for a good long time, and I'm believing that it's time for men to start coming out here and give this white female the hard check she has deserved for years. If you'd like to see me make more videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon by clicking the link in the description box. And if you want to try some of my SJS Direct titles, you may do so by clicking the link to Amazon.com. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.